Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's edition of What's Driving Token Prices. I'm your host, Katie Talati, Director of Research at Arca. For those joining us for the first time, I'm responsible for identifying and analyzing digital asset and blockchain opportunities for Arca's funds. As part of our research, my team and I examine token prices and the market events that act as catalysts for price change. Based on our research and market events over the past week, here are some notable token price movements and what we think drove these moves. As a reminder, this commentary is not intended to be investment advice, investment research, or an investment recommendation. Please consult your investment professional for your own circumstances. Well, everyone, it has been a crazy week in the crypto markets, if you have seen or not seen. But just to catch you all up on kind of some of the headline things, Michael Saylor's MicroStrategy sold $2.5 million worth of Bitcoin on Monday, which has been spooking the markets. And all eyes are basically kind of on what he's going to do with his giant Bitcoin stash, since he does need to fund various dividends on some of his stocks. So Bitcoin is actually down now to 65K. It was as high as 74K about a week ago. So really quite the nosedive. In other news, Stripe, Visa, and MasterCard have reportedly been working on a secret stablecoin network, and Coinbase is looking to get on the action there. MoneyGram launched their MGUSD stablecoin this week on the Stellar blockchain. And while much of the market is moving with Bitcoin, there are some assets that are doing their own thing. So we will talk about them today. So first off, I'm going to talk about Sui network. So Sui is a layer 1 protocol. They've suffered 3 major outages in the past week. The outages basically caused the blockchain to halt and effectively paused on-chain activity. So the root cause was identified as part of their latest software release, which included a few edge cases, bugs that caused the blockchain to stop. Blockchain halts, just for people can understand, can be pretty chaotic, not only because it stops any on-chain activity, but also because there are potential impacts on like financial applications. So just as an example, so since he experienced multiple hours of downtime, any financial app that that had price changes that could impact an underlying asset could cause liquidations of loans or other leverage positions. We've seen this a lot in the past when there were other blockchain halts, particularly on Solana, since it had a lot of performance issues in its early days. Thankfully, it does not appear that the outage led to any widespread losses. Although the token, it's down about 17% this week, kind of just in line with the market. All right, next I'm going to talk about Helium. So yesterday, Helium, the decentralized wireless network, announced that they're selling their Helium Mobile division to Noble Mobile. Noble Mobile, which is owned and operated by former presidential candidate Andrew Yang, acquired the mobile carrier on undisclosed terms. According to the release, Noble's going to continue to offer Helium Mobile subscribers the same coverage through the Helium network, T-Mobile, and their own network. So in addition to that, though, Helium Mobile will still rely on the Nova Labs, though, the entity that maintains and develops the Helium network, they were basically the owners of Helium Mobile. They decided to make this sale. They did affirm that the sale is going to allow them to focus on growing the overall network and grow into more regions. It's worth noting that recently the team did announce an expansion to Brazil through the Mambo network, which is fairly notable. Helium Mobile has about just under 700,000 subscribers, but the actual network currently, the Helium network overall supports about 2.6 million daily active users. So a lot of their users and usage does come from other carriers, not just the Helium Mobile carriers. That said, the token is down 17% again this week, just about in line with the market. All right, next we're going to talk about Radiant. So Radiant is a money market protocol. They announced this week that they're going to be sunsetting their DAO. So back in 2023, Radiant actually had up to about 773 million in TVL, but they suffered about 2 exploits in 2024, and the protocol's activities just slowly declined over that time period. Essentially, there's also been so much other competition in the lend borrow sector. It now captures just under $2 million in DVL. So in a blog post, the team detailed their plans to wind down the DAO operations and cease active development of the protocol. So the protocol is going to remain available, but the front end will be shut down at the end of the year. New borrowing activity is going to be disabled immediately, and RDNT token emissions are going to be discontinued. The Dow said it will remain, but only in case there's kind of some recovery if in the stolen funds from the last hack at the end of 2024. It's notable. I'm mentioning this just today because Radiant joins about more than 40 DeFi protocols that have shuttered in 2026 alone. So just a lot of reasons that protocols are shuttering recently. They're citing security hacks has been a primary cause for the trend, along with just consolidation. We've seen a ton of M&A activity and just lack of product market fit. Radiant token surprisingly only down 15%, but it has been trading quite low for a while. All right, last up, we have some good news. Ethena. So Ethena, the decentralized stablecoin issuer, announced yesterday that they are partnering with crypto exchange Coinbase to launch on-chain savings products through Coinbase's interface. So basically, part of the deal that was also really notable is that Coinbase Ventures said they purchased Ethena's ENA token on the open market. Kind of unusual for a venture fund to do that. Usually they do private deals over the counter with these entities. So details around the upcoming product launch are not totally disclosed, but the partnership is basically going to give Ethena distribution to Coinbase's 100 million strong user base. Athena's products supposedly for essentially generating yield will be available through the Coinbase interface that they have yet to launch. To give you some more numbers, Ethena is currently 5.4 billion in AUM, and the hope is that the new Coinbase venture could further expand that. Ethena, it's really bucking the market today. In the last few days, it's up 15% on this news. All right, everyone. I hope you enjoyed our insights. Tune in here again next Wednesday at 1 p.m. Pacific to hear what's driving token prices.